The sponsor of this episode is Skillshare.
Hi, I'm Konstantin Baum, Master of Wine, and today we're going to do a blind tasting, a very special blind tasting. I got Leon to pick some German wines for me and my guest, the Wine King, the biggest YouTube wine channel in the world, and we are going to taste those wines together, describe them, and talk about German wine. Now the only thing I need to do is get him into that chair. I heard there's a way of summoning him. It's by saying "Hail to the Wine King" and snapping your fingers 3 times. So I'm going to try this now. Hail to the Wine King. It worked! There he is, Jay. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
So
Konstantin.
now let's start tasting. The Wine King is traveling through Germany, and I thought this was a great opportunity to get him here into my cellar and taste some wines with him. And we had some pretty good days already here in Baden-Baden, didn't we? Leon, my intern, picked the wines. I don't know what they are, and we are kind of going to taste through them. The only thing we know is that they are all German, so different grape variety, different styles from Germany.
It looks like a German bottle.
It looks like a German bottle, and the bottle shape kind of gives away some things maybe already. The color doesn't really give me too much information here, but there's quite a bit of CO2 there. I think a little bit of sparkle.
Little bubbles.
So it might be a fairly young wine. I gotta say, I really like it. It has quite a lot of grip, quite a lot of acidity as well. There's quite a good amount of freshness in my opinion. It's quite lively.
Acidity is very high.
Yeah, it's high acidity. The fruit flavor pointing more towards like an aromatic grape varietal maybe.
I would lean towards Silvaner.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Than Riesling. Yeah, it's really hard for me to say because in terms of this kind of high acidity, it feels me like Riesling. Mm-hmm. But Silvaner, as you said, is a little bit more floral. Yeah. It's a slightly floral which doesn't happen very often with a Riesling, so it's hard for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. I agree.
But it's good.
We agree on that. So it's good German wine. That's already a good start. For me, I think the Silvaner guess is pretty good. Mm-hmm. But I actually think it's more of a less pristine Riesling character. So it's not like the very protected Riesling fruit. Uh-huh. Shall we have a look?
Just a second, please. Anyway, your cellar is the best place to enjoy this kind of wine.
Yeah, especially with this weather. Outside right now it's 35 degrees Celsius. Right. And in here it's nice and cool.
Yeah, nice and cool. Almost cold.
So what do you say?
Silvaner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with Riesling, but I'm also torn. So it could be both. Do you want to open it? Do you want to have the honors?
Yes. Oh, Riesling trocken.
They are very close to the nature. They farm biodynamically.
I believe you.
They use low levels of sulfites.
It felt a little bit weird, but it was weirdly good.
Yeah, that's a good description.
It's very oaky, but in a good way.
There's also quite a bit of reduction, like the very feels like there was not too much oxygen getting introduced into the wine, so it's quite complex. But it's not the fruit that stands in the foreground.
No. Normally, German wines are fresher and simpler, at least on the nose. Yeah. Yeah. In many wines, particularly because Riesling is so famous in Germany. They're almost never oaky.
Yeah, I think that's still really the perception outside of Germany, because German wines don't get exported enough, I think, especially the really good wines. So people always associate Germany with Riesling, which is usually fruit-driven and high in acid. Very complex.
Yeah, very complex.
Very Burgundian wine.
Do you see goosebumps here?
Yeah, I see. Is it because of the temperature down there?
No. It means it is tasty.
Yeah. It is very heavily marked by the oak as well. Not in a bad way, but it makes it more difficult to say what the grape variety is. In my opinion, it could be Chardonnay or Weißburgunder.
It's Chardonnay like made.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, white wine.
I'm with you. I think I think it's Chardonnay.
Yeah, I think it's Chardonnay.
Really good Chardonnay. It could be Weißburgunder, but I think it's a really good Chardonnay. I would say it's from a producer that is strong with that grape variety and has been working with that, because this is very sophisticated Chardonnay as well, in my opinion. Do you want to?
Yes!
So this time, either we are both wrong or we are both right, which is nice.
All right. Okay. Let's see what it is.
Chardonnay, I can see it.
Yes, a Chardonnay.
Excellent.
What is it? Saalwächter?
Ingelheim is not Rheingau, it's Rheinhessen, but it's right on the Rhine. So this is right from the Rhine, pretty much the same area like the other wine, but it's actually labeled as a Landwein.
This one is very good.
I think you
second good one.
I actually think you could put this into like a blind tasting of Burgundies, and people would rate this very high.
Let's finish our tasting here because this was so good.
Yeah, you can't make me spill the wine. Yeah.
Thanks, Leon.
Yeah,
now I love you.
Well done. Okay.
Yeah, the color is totally different now.
Yeah, the color might already give it away a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some grape varieties that are white grape varieties and have a darker skin, like Gewürztraminer, Grauburgunder, for example. So if you leave the juice in contact with the skins for a longer time, you get more color, you extract more color. I think it smells like of really ripe apple, but also a little bit of orange zest. It has quite a lot of flavor to it. It's not super aromatic, so it's definitely not Gewürztraminer in my opinion.
No.
But it's quite aromatic. On the palate, it's really juicy, grippy. There's a little bit of crunch there. There's a little bit of phenolic crunch as well. Good acidity, but quite a lot of body as well.
Yeah, just like us.
Yeah, exactly. Right. What do you think?
I think from the color and from this relatively bland characteristics, I think it may be Grauburgunder. Yeah, Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigio.
For me, the color is really the main pointer. The flavor profile also fits Grauburgunder, which is not a super aromatic grape variety. It's probably one that was in contact with the skins for a longer time and then was matured in larger oak vessels to give it a bit of complexity. Yeah, but I agree. This should be Grauburgunder. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope. Let's see. Yeah,
Right.
Touch wood.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
It is Pinot Gris. Yeah.
Grauburgunder.
We did it. The
Yes.
second one.
Yes.
So this is actually one of the best producers in Baden, in this region. It's very far down south, and I think we haven't had any wines from the Markgräflerland yet.
No.
And this is probably one of the best producers in that region. They do quite a lot of different, really exciting styles and wines, and they work a little bit more off the well-trodden path. So they use less sulfites and they do some funky things. Yeah.
And I taste quite a lot of seaweed from it too.
Seaweed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Salty.
Yeah, that's an interesting descriptor. It's probably because in South Korea you eat quite a lot of seaweed, right?
Every day.
In Germany, not so often.
Every single meal.
I taste potatoes.
While Jay and I continue to learn more about wine, I want to introduce the sponsor of this episode, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of different courses and members all across the world. It is easy to use and offers a vast range of different courses on topics ranging from wine to branding. As you know, I like to dive deep into different topics and always want to improve my own skills, and Skillshare allows you to do this at your own pace. After Jay's visit, I wanted to learn more about Korean cooking, so I watched the Ultimate Korean Cooking class by Johnny Rowe, and now I know how to make my own kimchi. Skillshare is entirely ad-free, and there are new classes launched each week, and they now come with subtitles in German, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. Below this video you can find a link that will get you a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Check that out, and now back to the tasting.
This is very golden.
Very, very gold color. It's from really well-ripe grapes.
Yeah, very ripe grapes. So the color is super golden, and the flavor is very intense. So it's really gripping you. It's very juicy, intense, ripe fruits. It's like peaches and a little bit of apricots. Again, goosebumps. Because you like it?
I like it. Normally, I don't like this type of wine, but I like this.
It's very, very special. I kind of really struggle wrapping my head around it. So the stylistic expression is more prevalent here. I think it doesn't taste of a grape variety. It tastes more of a style for me.
Doesn't show any grape varieties characteristics.
Well, it shows grape variety characteristics, but it also shows the work in the vineyard and in the cellar, I think.
Yeah.
And this golden color, probably use of oak or oxidative treatment, like you said earlier. Tricky. This is really
very
difficult.
tricky.
Sometimes blind tastings are really tricky. That's
the fun part.
Struggling is the fun part.
Yeah, right. What is the biggest difference between Silvaner and Weißburgunder?
Well, Silvaner, I would say, has more acidity usually, has even less aroma oftentimes, depending on the ripeness level, and Silvaner has less body. It's lighter, whereas Weißburgunder can be quite rich. I think this has quite a lot of extract to it, but it still could be Silvaner. I think it's a bit tricky.
Thanks for the tip. Weißburgunder. All right.
Oh, damn it. What?
Sauvignon Blanc.
We're completely wrong here. And it's actually a pretty famous or really well-known producer for this style. I think they're premium Sauvignon Blanc, but it's quite oaky. There's quite a lot of oak flavor coming through. So there's not a lot of fruit flavor, not a lot of gooseberry and grassy notes at all.
No at all.
The stylistic expression is just very different. They use quite a lot of oak, which is not something that is common in Germany. Using small barrels, barriques, doesn't happen all that often in Germany, and they rely still quite heavily on smaller oak vessels that add quite a lot of oakiness to the wines, also to Riesling, for example. So they play with that. So now we are at wine number 5. We're doing 6 in total. So
it's red.
It's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite light colored. Definitely. It's not. I mean, you can see through it.
Yeah. The nose, it's saying, "This is me."
Yeah. So you already know what it is? Are you willing to bet your life on it?
Yeah, I can bet my life on it. This one is so easy. Thanks, Leon.
Let's see. I mean, in Germany, there are quite a few lighter colored red wines.
Yeah, but this one is so sure.
I think we both think this is Spätburgunder Pinot
How did
Noir.
you know? I didn't say it.
Well, I'm just guessing. I'm not just a blind taster of wine, also of people. You know?
Oh, right.
There are some darker, more extracted and richer Pinot Noirs coming out of Germany as well. But this is actually quite light, and the raspberry, strawberry flavors are coming through.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of oak as well, but not super pronounced.
No.
I mean, it's not the most profound
No.
Pinot Noir ever, but it's quite complete, fresh, vibrant. It's not fat. It's not like sitting on your tongue. It's a good wine, I think.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's not Cabernet Sauvignon.
No. That cannot happen. No. That won't happen.
Everything can happen.
No, Konstantin, no.
Let's see.
No.
Maybe it's Bordeaux.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Meyer-Näkel?
So it's actually Spätburgunder. And it's from the R.
Ah.
Yeah, it's from the R region. And this is actually one of the top producers from the R. They're producing really, really great wine. That's a German word that is easy to pronounce.
Yeah. This is from The color is very light again. It can be a trap.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, it can be a trap by Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's known to try to trap me.
Yeah.
So Very strong berry characters, I think. It's like blackberries, blueberries, very intense.
Mm-hmm. Goosebumps.
Goosebumps again. German wines are giving you goosebumps.
Yeah, they are very good. They are very good wines here. Probably your cellar is too cold.
That's another option. Yeah. So as you've lived like in lots of different places, what is your experience with red wines from Germany? Are they available in different markets? Do you get them? Do you think people like them?
It's really hard to get good German wines actually, except for Riesling.
Yeah.
And some Silvaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise it's really hard to get this kind of quality red wine from Germany.
Yeah, it's like we keep most of it to ourselves.
Yeah, you're greedy, right?
Yeah, we're greedy. Yeah, we keep the good
bad
stuff.
People.
You only get the bad stuff.
This wine has exactly the same profile that we had last evening.
Mm-hmm. The Lemberger.
Yeah, Lemberger.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like Pinot Noir. It could be Lemberger. It could also be something more exotic, maybe. Maybe like a
Korean
wine. No, but I mean like for Germany, exotic, like a Cabernet Sauvignon or Syrah. I want to say Lemberger, but it could also be, for me, it could also be like Syrah, maybe.
Syrah.
Yeah, like a German Syrah.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, as you are my visitor, I'm going to stick with your choice, and I'll go Lemberger as well.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Leon, don't do this.
Don't let us down.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that's Lemberger.
Lemberger!
Well done. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Große Lage.
Yeah, so this is a Grand Cru site, so one of the best vineyards in Germany.
Here's some more.
Well, you can drink it all tonight. You can have it all. Or you can
you.
also drink it during the day.
Oh.
This was fun. Tasting wine not on my own down here is a bit of a change of pace for me, so that was nice.
And I love your cellar. I could live here.
Yeah, you can move in, no problem. I told you can stay here. Right. Okay, Jay, so what was your favorite wine out of the lineup? Which one did you like best?
The best. Mm-hmm. The best wine for me, surprisingly, this Chardonnay. This oaky Chardonnay was my favorite one.
So we have to fight over that bottle over dinner, because that's also my favorite.
I'm invited. I'm your guest.
But I really like this too, just because it surprised me so much.
Yeah.
And I think there's quite a lot of potential for the grape variety Chardonnay in Germany. And this really shows that there's like a lot of potential for this variety.
Okay, let's share it.
And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, then please like it down here. Subscribe to Wine King's channel and my channel. And I hope I see you guys again soon. Until then, stay thirsty, and we are so going to stay thirsty tonight, right?
Right.
Cheers.
Thanks.